We'll tell you what we know about each one.
And a nuclear crisis averted in Ukraine. But the fighting isn't over yet. We're going to take you there for the latest in the war with Russia.
A warm and humid weekend, but some changes next week in the form of some cold fronts. We'll talk about it coming up.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
We start with this, a bad crash on the city's west side. San Antonio police say a man is in the hospital this afternoon after a car T-boned his truck in an intersection. This happened around 7:30 this morning at West Military Drive and the Highway 151 access road. Witnesses tell officers that the driver of the truck ran the red light, causing it to be hit and flipped onto the curb. The driver of that truck is in critical condition. The crash is still under investigation.
And questions remain as well after an early morning house fire on the city's southeast side. San Antonio firefighters called to the 4200 block of Golden Spice Drive around 6 in the morning. Once they got there, flames were shooting through the front of the house. Investigators say squatters may have been inside when the house fire started, but left before the first responders got to the scene. Still being investigated. Good news here, no injuries to report.
Fire crews also busy on the northeast side of Bexar County. A house there catching fire early this morning.
It happened near Converse. Take a look at the map so you can get a better idea of exactly where it was. Our Jonathan Cotto reports the person inside the home here made it out okay. However, the pets did not.
Barreling smoke coming from this home in a neighborhood in northeast Bexar County near Walzem Road.
I never seen anything like it. You couldn't even see the roof. It was just rolling. The whole roof was rolling with smoke. The backside of this house up in flames. Firefighters say getting inside that home wasn't easy. We learned the homeowner was moving. Outside on the driveway, a bunch of furniture, boxes, and other stuff that neighbors say have been there for a long time. That garbage has been in that driveway and in the yard, full of it, for a couple of months at least. Bexar County, Live Oak, and Converse fire departments arriving close to 3 o'clock this morning. Inside the home, 2 dogs who didn't make it out alive. She also had a little bitty dog. And I said, what happened to the little bitty dog? Because the 2 that died was a white dog and a big black dog. And he said, well, she had the little dog in her car. Crews remained on scene for several hours. Arson is investigating the cause of this fire. An estimate of the damages was not given, and the person inside the home was treated for smoke inhalation here on scene. Nobody else was hurt. Reporting from Northeast Bexar County, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Now to another fire. Investigators are trying to figure out what sparked flames at a house on the city's west side overnight. This happened around 11 p.m. on Patton Boulevard, not far from Highway 90. Firefighters say they arrived on scene to the fire blowing out all the windows. We're told the house was abandoned and no one was hurt.
A man in the hospital with some serious injuries after getting stabbed on the northeast side. It happened around 1 o'clock this morning at a Shell station not too far from MacArthur Park. That's where police say a man who was living in a van behind the gas station got into an argument with another man. The fight escalated and the suspect stabbed the victim in the chest and slashed his hand several times. At last check, police were still searching for a suspect.
A fugitive who had been on the run for nearly 3 years, now in custody. Overnight, we learned 26-year-old Brian Ontiveros was caught by the Lone Star Fugitive Task Force for charges related to a homicide. Ontiveros is the alleged gunman police say was involved in the murder of a young single mother here in San Antonio back in 2019. After the shooting, we're told he went to Mexico. He was caught last night in Piedras Negras and brought to a detention facility in Eagle Pass. He's awaiting extradition back to San Antonio, where he faces additional federal charges.
An arrest made in a string of vehicle burglaries. According to an arrest affidavit, 18-year-old Julian Martinez is accused of being part of a group that allegedly broke into several vehicles around town to steal guns. We're still waiting to receive his mugshot. Security video led to his arrest. He's now facing several charges, including theft of a firearm.
And police continue to search for a 10-year-old girl who's been missing since Wednesday. Cassandra Torres' father and stepmother shared these photos in hopes of finding her. She was last seen on Sabina Street near West Poplar on the city's west side. Police believe she may be with her biological mom, who does not have custody of her. If you know where she is, call the number on your screen, 210-207-7660.
Moving now to the other side of the world, where all eyes were on a nuclear crisis that was averted in Ukraine after Russian forces opened fire at Europe's largest power plant last night, sparking a massive fire at a building on the grounds, but not at the nuclear facility itself.
The International Nuclear Watchdog says no radioactive material was released, but now questions are growing about what else NATO allies plan to do as Russia advances across Ukraine and more civilians are caught in the crossfire.
ABC's Faith Abube has the latest.
Overnight, Europe's largest nuclear power plant in Ukraine coming under Russian attack. Tracers and gunfire seen in the night. Smoke billowing out of a building on the ground. Rescue workers spending 4 hours putting that fire out. Officials later saying the fire wasn't burning at the nuclear plant itself. The International Nuclear Watchdog, the IAEA, saying the projectiles, quote, came from the Russian forces.
This just demonstrates the recklessness of this war and the importance of ending it.
Russia's defense ministry claims it's now in charge of the nuclear power plant. President Zelensky once again calling for the U.S. and NATO to impose a no-fly zone over Ukraine immediately, and then appealing to the Russian people to help stop the attacks because, quote, radiation doesn't know where Russia is nor where the borders of your country are.
Nuclear power plants were not designed to be the survive military conflicts.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken calling on Russia to withdraw its forces and engage in good faith in diplomatic efforts.
We seek no conflict, but if conflict comes to us, we're ready for it.
Russian troops have captured the southern Ukrainian city of Kherson and are advancing towards the neighboring city of Mykolaiv. The relentless assaults causing more civilian deaths as Russian aerial attacks destroy apartment buildings and hospitals. In the city of Chernihiv, dashcam video showing a missile strike on a residential neighborhood in what could be the single deadliest civilian attack in the war so far. The city's emergency services saying 18 people were injured and 33 were killed. And despite Ukrainians slowing down the Russian advance, President Putin claims his invasion is going strictly according to plan. A senior U.S. official tells ABC News that the Kremlin has already selected a puppet government to take over Ukraine after the war. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Now to the increase in gas prices. Some drivers now paying $6 a gallon in parts of the U.S. Thankfully, that is not the case here locally. According to AAA, the average cost of gas in San Antonio is about $3.45. The average around Texas, $3.49. You'll find higher prices, though, out in West Texas. Nationally, the average is about $3.83. ABC's M. Nguyen shares what drivers across the country are dealing with and how the White House says it's responding.
Gas prices climbing higher.
$3.93 a gallon.
And higher.
We're over $4 already.
And higher.
$4.55.
States along the West Coast, as well as Hawaii, Alaska, and Illinois, now seeing the cost of gas average at least $4 per gallon. Los Angeles now averaging more than $5, while one gas station in Oregon is charging more than $6.20. In Georgia, prices are up 20 cents in the last week. One man was arrested, accused of drilling holes into cars to siphon gas. The White House blames the higher prices solely on the Russian war.
The volatility in the oil markets is a direct result of the fact that President Putin invaded Ukraine.
But many Republicans insist the Biden administration's policies against more drilling here at home are also to blame. Despite the surge in prices, some lawmakers on both sides of the aisle want even tougher restrictions on Russian supplies.
I'm all for that. Ban it.
Ban the oil.
Ban the oil come from Russia. Yep.
But President Biden says that would only drive prices higher.
He looks at this through is how can we maximize impact on President Putin while minimizing it on the American people.
M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Mentioned that experts say that banning Russian oil may not make much of a difference anyway, since all the major companies like BP and Shell have already cut their ties with Russia.
And if you're in the medical field and are looking for work, the Children's Hospital is hiring. They'll be hosting an in-person hiring event on Monday from 3 to 6 p.m. They're looking for full and part-time PRN registered nurses, new grad RNs, therapists, techs, and lots more. You are encouraged to register and RSVP before the event. All interviews will be done at the Children's Hospital on North Santa Rosa.
The 2013 Boston Marathon bomber learning more about his fate after the Supreme Court makes its final decision on his sentencing. The details in the next half hour.
And 3 UTSA Roadrunners are at the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. Larry has more later in sports.
And as kids get ready for spring break, there is a fun water attraction reopening here in San Antonio. It's been a while. Details on when you and the family can return to the splash pads in our area. Mentored and ready for the future, the city's Youth of the Year competition held last night for the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Antonio. 5 of this year's finalists shared their remarkable stories of struggle during last night's special gala that I was fortunate enough to MC. The Youth of the Year program is considered to be the pinnacle for kids who participate in all of the Boys and Girls Clubs programs.
They are sharing their stories, they're sharing their journeys, their obstacles that they faced in life. And they talk about how the Boys and Girls Clubs has helped them overcome some of those challenges in life.
Now, the competition is described as a culmination of months of workshops and one-on-one training on essays, writing, public speaking. The winner this year was a young lady named Lauren Almendarez. She is a junior at KIPP Academy, who now heads off to national competition. In addition, the champion for the Youth Award was presented to Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf.
Some good company there. Now, starting today, San Antonio ISD is providing COVID-19 mobile testing for the spring semester. SAISD staff, students, and families may all participate in the drive-up events located at the Alamo Convocation Center on Tuleta Drive. They take place daily until March 13th. Saturdays and Sundays, they're open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, they're open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Staff and students will receive free PCR and rapid tests. Family members will get free PCR or pay $30 for rapid tests. Now, it's Friday, everybody's having a good time, but I want to take a second to bring up a serious note. One of our own photojournalists, Adam Barraza, is a colon cancer survivor, and March just happens to be Colon Cancer Awareness Month. He asked me to wear blue. I did so, but yeah, he had it back in 2018, and he overcame it, and just really proud of him. And so, Justin, I know you don't got any blue on, but I got a wristband. I'll pass you over here in a little bit.
I'll remember that. Yes, very important cause too. Let's take a look at the aquifer, guys. It is down 0.4 of a foot to 659.9. And these numbers continue to drop. We're getting close to that 660 mark, the 10-day rolling average. So we'll see where we go as far as restrictions go. We'll keep you posted there. Otherwise, a lot of pollen in the pollen count today. The 5 different ones there: molds, oak, ash, juniper, and elm. All there, but thankfully all low. A lot going on next week. We'll take a look at that 7-day forecast coming up.
Some kids are starting spring break today, and Parks and Recs is opening the splash parks just in time. Splash pad season begins tomorrow at 9 a.m.
There are 5 splash pads around the city that are open to the public and free to enjoy. You can see the locations on your map on your screen. They'll be open daily from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You mentioned spring break. I heard Stephanie this morning say that Rooney, her daughter, started today. They had Friday off. It wasn't
some
just...
people did, yeah.
What is going on?
I don't know, but it pays to be a kid.
Right.
You know, we're here at work, but we know that later when we get off of work, it's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, the sun's already starting to pop out, guys. So we know we'll see some sun today. It'll be a good day today, tomorrow, Sunday, probably for that splash pad, especially in the afternoon. Although I'll warn you, next week, we've got a couple cold fronts, and that's going to make things a little bit cooler. Here is the big picture. We're watching an area of low pressure out over California. It's spinning here. This is helping to draw some moisture up into Texas, and it got humid quick last night. That turned into some clouds and some drizzle and fog this morning. We're starting to lose some of those clouds now, and we'll see the sun pop out a little bit later. This area of low pressure, by the way, that you see out to the west, that'll shift north. That'll bring some active weather to our north and east, but it's a system behind that that brings us our rain chances as we get into Monday. Let's take a look at the time lapse here. A lot of clouds earlier. You can see they lowered quite a bit this morning, and now that ceiling is lifting, and those clouds are beginning to break up. 72 degrees at the airport right now. Dew point is at 61. And we've got a south-southeasterly breeze at about 15, starting to get a little bit gusty. Winds could gust 20 to 25 a little bit later today. And the satellite picture really tells the story here. We're starting to see more sun popping out, especially southern parts of Bexar County. And as we go over the next couple of hours, these clouds will break up even more. The more sun we see, the warmer those temperatures will be this afternoon. Right now, again, we're sitting at 72. 81 in Pleasanton, 81 in Cotulla, a place that's seen a little bit more sun today. 79 Kennedy, and then more clouds up around New Braunfels where it is 74. Here's what we're thinking for the rest of today. Temperatures right around 76 at 4 o'clock. That's probably going to be our high temperature, and then only falling into the low 70s by 8 p.m. It'll still be warm and muggy as we get into the evening hours. Dew points stay high next few days, so we're going to continue to see some of that drizzle, cloud cover in the morning time, and then the front comes through on Monday. That drops the dew points and drier air moves in by next week. So here's a look at the forecast. By 4 p.m., again, clouds are beginning to scatter out, but they fill right back in overnight. Fog and drizzle to start your Saturday, scattering out again during the afternoon, and then we do it again on Sunday, basically on repeat here, with a few more showers potentially Sunday morning, and then some warm temperatures Sunday afternoon. That'll probably be our warmest day. Here comes our front. With the front, and by the way, this will be Monday morning, we have about a 30% chance of rain. Behind the front, it will be cooler. We'll get some gusty northerly winds, too. And temperatures could potentially only be in the 60s by Monday afternoon. By Tuesday, with some cloud cover around, probably only near 60s. So that's that cool weather I was talking about to start next week. We do jump up some Wednesday and Thursday back into the 70s. But here comes our next cold front. And this one looks fairly strong. This is set to arrive Friday morning. At least that's the idea right now. And it will bring some cold weather for next Friday, and not this weekend, but next weekend. Something to look for, because not this Saturday, but next Saturday, we could be looking at some temperatures close to freezing. If you're doing some planting, it's something you want to keep an eye on. 78 degrees Saturday, 81 Sunday, 30% chance of rain early on Monday. There is the cooler temperatures on Monday. Right now, we think temperatures will fall into the 60s potentially by the afternoon. Cool on Tuesday, and a bit of a warm-up Wednesday and Thursday, guys.
Thank you, Justin.
Lots to look forward to there, and lots to look forward to in sports. Larry, we got some NBA action, some NFL Combine action.
Yeah, the Spurs kicked off their final 20 games of the regular season last night against the Kings. They're chasing a play-in tournament spot, so losing to the Kings was not a great way to start for the Silver and Black. And UTSA football is well represented at the NFL Scouting Combine coming up.
Being in here, soaking everything in, really. Just seeing everybody come in here, you know what I'm saying, all competing for one goal. At the end of the day, they increase their draft stock. So it's been a blessing.
UTSA Roadrunners Spencer Burford, Sincere McCormick, and Tariq Woolen are all in Indianapolis for the NFL Scouting Combine, all chasing their NFL dreams in big board sports. We start with the NBA playing their first home game in nearly a month. The Spurs came out flat against the Kings last night. Sacramento led by as many as 8 points in the first quarter, 13 in the second, and 19 points in the third quarter before the Spurs fought back to make it a ball game. San Antonio would take their first lead 99-97 with some 5 minutes ago in the fourth. And then the two sides went back and forth with the Kings holding on to win after DeJounte Murray missed a desperation game-tying three at the final buzzer. Spurs fall 115-112, and then they tried to explain the slow start.
Long road trip, I guess you could say. You know, usually after a long trip, you know, our first game back home is kind of, you know, we done decompress and whatnot, which is not an excuse, but, you know, it happens to the best of us. At the end, we kind of picked it up, which was, you know, most important. You know, we're going to transition that to the next game, watch some film, and just grow from it. That's all we can do.
It's got to be a matter of mindset. I don't think anybody, I'm not really questioning anybody's like will to win. I think we all want to win and we all play hard. It's more a matter of like being focused, I guess. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Spurs will play at the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow night at 6. Coach Pop still needs one more win to tie Don Nelson for most regular season wins all time. After spending several weeks in Frisco training for the NFL Scouting Combine, UTSA Roadrunners Spencer Burford, Sincere McCormick, and Tariq Woolen, all three at the NFL Combine at Indianapolis, meeting with NFL teams and going through drills to improve their draft stock. Yesterday, Burford and McCormick met with the media to talk about representing UTSA football and the impact Coach Traylor made on them.
Everything for the city of San Antonio, especially having three guys from the same program, especially with the year that we had coming out. So just like I said, just being here is a blessing. Seeing these guys come out here, and especially from where we come from, the UTSA, and what the program has been through, is just a testimony to our hard work.
Coach Traylor had a lot of impact into me, making things comfortable for me. And the type of personality he has is, made an impact on me. Guy's a funny guy. He gave me the tools that I need to be successful. He saw something into me. He was like, this is going to be easy for you. It's going to be second nature. All you got to do is just be yourself. And the way he carried himself is just the same way I carry myself. So it's like yin and yang, right? Great guy. I love the guy.
McCormick and the running backs, along with Burford and the offensive linemen, will run through drills today for NFL teams at Lucas Oil Stadium. So best of luck to them.
And that's great for the program, too. Obviously, Coach Traylor got some high praise, but then young talent sees UTSA, hey, I can stay at home or stay in Texas and make it to the league.
Yep.
Some big stuff there.
It is.
All right, well, still ahead on the news at noon, a huge explosion at an apartment building in Maryland. What residents say they heard and how many people were injured.
And a high school teacher caught on camera slapping a student. Why parents and students are upset about this, not only about the incident, but how the school board handled the situation. New at noon, the U.S. Supreme Court has upheld the death sentence for Boston Marathon bomber Zarnav Sarnavis. Today's ruling was 6-3, along with conservative liberal lines, going along conservative liberal lines. Sarnavis is the one of two brothers responsible for the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing, which led to the deaths of 3 spectators as well as a police officer. The second brother died in a gunfight with police. Today's ruling reversed a federal appeals court decision that had wiped away the death sentence for Sarnavis and ordered a new penalty phase trial. The lower court claimed that the trial, though, was missing evidence, and that could have helped his case.
The teenage son of a U.S. Capitol riot defendant, Guy Reffitt, testified yesterday before a Washington jury. Reffitt is the first person to go to trial for alleged crimes in connection to the events of January 6th of last year. His son, 19-year-old Jackson Reffitt, became a key witness for prosecutors. He reported his father's behavior to the FBI on Christmas Eve of 2020 and recorded audio of family fights. He also forwarded incriminating texts from his father to the FBI after the dad attended the rally for then President Donald Trump in Washington on January 6th. The father, Guy Reffitt, is facing 5 charges.
A Pennsylvania jury is deliberating the fate of a former Amtrak engineer who prosecutors are blaming for killing 8 people in a crash. Brandon Bastian facing involuntary manslaughter charges in the deadly crash from 7 years ago. Prosecutors say that Bastian was going more than 100 miles an hour around a sharp curve at Frankfort Junction back in May of 2015. The train flew off the tracks, killing 8 people and injuring more than 200 others. Yesterday, the defense's star witness, who is an accident reconstruction expert, said he believes Bastian was distracted by radio chatter about people throwing rocks at a nearby train.
Members of the victim community who felt very strongly from many different people that there should at least be some accountability.
Bastian did not testify in his trial. If convicted, he could face up to 10 years in prison.
Now to Indiana, where a high school teacher was caught on camera slapping a student. That teacher has since been arrested and faces charges, but as ABC's Alex Perez reports, this comes after the school board allowed him to take early retirement with his full pension.
Former Indiana high school teacher Michael Hasinski arrested and possibly facing criminal charges after that disturbing video, school officials say, captured him stopping a student for wearing a hoodie to class at Jimtown High School a week ago today, cornering him and then forcefully striking the student so hard that student's head slams into the wall. The student, seconds later, collapses. Officials say the boy sustained injuries and needed immediate medical treatment. Some filled with outrage after the incident. A man who identified himself as the student's father yelling at school board members, "A grown man smacked my son," but some parents defending Hasinski's actions.
That's a friend of mine, and for something like that to happen, there had to have been something that was going on that would have caused that person to just snap.
And this week, before the video was made public, some students staged a walkout supporting Hasinski.
Administration has not only failed the students, but our Jimtown High School staff. I've never been more embarrassed to be a Jimtown Jimmy.
Officials say the 40-year veteran of the school district was named Teacher of the Year in 2020.
The ones that actually had Mr. Hasinski thought the world of him.
The Elkhart County Prosecutor's Office now investigating the case and formal charges against Hasinski.
Hasinski never returned to work after the incident. Those formal charges could come in the next few days. Alex Perez, ABC News, Chicago.
I was asleep when it happened. All I heard was boom, and then I looked through my window and there was fire, and I was like, oh, I have to get out.
In Maryland, several people were hurt after an explosion and fire tore through an apartment building yesterday morning. The four-story structure was destroyed. About 100 people are now displaced. 10 people were taken to the hospital, 3 of them seriously injured. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the explosion and fire.
A brazen robbery caught on video in San Francisco. The suspect casually going through a store, filling up a large bag with merchandise. And the staff and the customers saw him do it. And in the process, at least one person got assaulted. Several employees in Outer Richmond watching and waiting for help to get there. So at one point, another customer begins to record the incident. His cell phone gets smacked out of his hand. The customer then tried to intervene and is hit with a bunch of bananas. The customer tried to fight back, throwing bananas back at the suspect.
There's several states that we work in where the security officer are allowed to do their job. Back in the good old days, we'd be able to grab people and put them in cuffs and take them to the back, and then the store would prosecute.
And this is a case officers do not recommend that bystanders confront a suspect in the act. However, some say if video can be taken safely, it can only help law enforcement.
It's a very bizarre case. I'm just glad that the closest thing to throw was not something more
bananas.
Hurtful than bananas.
All right, beautiful day out there. Go outside, get under a tree, and eat a banana.
Don't throw it. Don't throw it at anybody.
I'm hoping that this is as low as we're going to go until summertime.
Yeah, well, we've got some cooler weather.
I know, you're warning us.
Headed our way next week. But it is nice right now. We've got humid conditions, yes, but the sun's popping out. It'll turn into a pretty nice day. Temperatures will eventually work into the mid to even upper 70s a little bit later this afternoon. Cloud cover's there. We can see it across the state. That moisture's feeding north, so the cloud cover is kind of following along with that stream of moisture. San Antonio up to Dallas and Oklahoma City. Our clouds, though, beginning to clear out some. We're getting those breaks in the clouds now. We're seeing more of that across Bexar County, and it will continue. These clouds will break apart a little bit more, I think, later today. It is already 81 degrees in Pleasant and 81 in Cotulla, where the clouds have held on just a little bit longer. We're still looking at 70s, but these numbers will jump up pretty quickly, too, and I suspect that we could see some upper 70s even around the San Antonio area later this afternoon. Right now, we're going to shoot for 76 this afternoon. Partly cloudy, 73 at 6 p.m., and only dropping to about 69 at 8 p.m. South-southeasterly winds will be gusty today, and we could see a few gusts up to 20-25. Here's what to expect next couple days. Damp mornings, breezy afternoons. That goes for the weekend. By Monday, a cold front comes through, turns cooler, and we could see another stronger front late next week. We'll talk about all of this in the 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit, guys.
Thanks, Justin. Coming up on the news at noon, the new Batman movie debuting today, and a new series about the Tiger King. Can't wait. Comes out today. Details in your spotlight.
Plus, a new side hustle is helping pet owners who may not have a yard of their own. I know a few myself, so pay attention and make sure to stay tuned because details will come back after the break. Welcome back. In consumer news, supply chain issues are plaguing the auto industry again. According to the Wall Street Journal, automakers like Volkswagen say the fighting in Ukraine has halted production for some suppliers. The economic sanctions against Russia have also led Toyota, Hyundai, and Ford, as well as others, to suspend its business ventures there. And weekly jobless claims continue to be near historically low levels. According to the Labor Department, there were 18,000 fewer unemployment benefits filed last week. That made for a total of 215,000. One indicator, a monthly rolling average of continuing claims, is at its lowest level since 1970.
As a homeowner with a backyard and a dog, I'm not too sure about this next story. There's a new side hustle that's shaking up Las Vegas. It's called the Sniffspot, and it's where you rent out your backyard for someone else's dogs to play. Think of it as an Airbnb with just the yard. Pet owners can rent by the hour. Prices range from $4 to $25. One host says a lot of people who live in apartments use this service, especially if their furry friends don't do well at dog parks. Sniffspot says the service is offered in cities across the U.S. I hope you have to clean up.
You have to clean up your dog's mess.
You would, yeah.
Well, I mean, I know some people who live in a condo, they don't have a balcony for their dogs, so I mean, it's beneficial to some. You just got to be willing. You just got to be willing.
Got to be willing.
All right. Now, in the spotlight, a big screen blockbuster debuting today in a celebration of a movie that debuted 100 years ago today.
That's incredible. Plus, the dramatized limited series about Tiger King also coming out today. CNN's David Daniel explains.
Who's the mustache with the broken nose? The Batman stars Rob Pattinson and Jeffrey Wright remind director Matt Reeves of another big screen duo.
The way that Rob and Jeffrey play off of each other is great. I mean, they are truly, to me, they were like Woodward and Bernstein. It was like we were doing kind of an all the president's men kind of conspiracy, and they were sitting there trying to put the pieces together. The Batman is now in theaters. It's the 100th anniversary of the classic vampire movie Nosferatu. The silent film entered the public domain in 2019. You can sink your teeth into it on multiple streaming services, including for free on YouTube.
Why would I want to have a regular job when I can do this? John Cameron Mitchell channels Joe Exotic in Joe vs. Carol, the dramatized limited series about the scandalous battle of big cat lovers.
I'm not an impersonator, but I enjoy mimicking. I moved around a lot as a kid. I had to change my accent a lot. As Joe did, he actually has different personas for different settings.
Joe vs. Carol is now playing on Peacock. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
So we had a couple series with the actual Joe Exotic. Now we got a series
about Joe Exotic,
played by someone who is not Joe Exotic.
My question is, does he get royalties while he's in jail? Like, does he?
The whole thing's a little exotic, Justin.
I don't know.
I'll bet he gets some. I bet he gets some sort of a payout for this.
I would assume
it's
so.
His story.
It's his story. I don't know. A lot happening there. 72 degrees so far today. 62 was the low this morning, so not much difference between the low and the high, and that's due in large part to all that added moisture in the atmosphere. 95 is a record high. That was set back in 1901. We won't get near that, nor will we get near the record low of 19 set back in 2002. Pretty warm weekend on the way. We'll take a look coming up.
The sun coming out noontime. That's right on time.
So it's not, the sun will come out tomorrow.
No.
It's today.
Yeah.
It's today.
But you
I'll
can
stop
sing it
singing.
at noon.
No, I'm done. I'm good.
Well, the good news is the sun will come out tomorrow, too. So you're right on.
At noon.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be very similar to today. The weekend's going to be warm and humid. It will not feature much in the way of precipitation. While we may see some drizzle in the morning time, it's not going to add up to much. And we need some rain really badly. 2.06 for the year. We're down about 2 inches for the year, and when you add on last year, it's not a great situation, and the aquifer continues to drop. So some rain would be a really good thing. We have some chances Monday, not great chances, but they are there. Outside right now, mostly cloudy conditions, 76 degrees, and we've got southerly winds at 13 miles per hour. Those are gusting close to 20 to 25 in some spots. And the satellite picture shows our clouds are beginning to break up some. this trend will continue for the next couple of hours, and with the sun starting to shine through, our temperatures will jump up. We are now up to 76 at the airport, 76 New Braunfels, 79 Pleasanton, 81 in Kennedy already. So we know it's going to be a warm day. The humidity will also thicken up some, especially as we get into tonight. So it's going to be warm and sticky. Temperatures today, well, we're already at 76. So obviously we're going to go a little higher than that. Some 80s down to the south and west, mid 80s. In fact, it will be a warm afternoon, no doubt about it. Here's a look at the forecast. And we'll see clouds again continue to break up, but then they fill in tomorrow. We're back with some fog and drizzle tomorrow morning. There could be some damp roads. It'll be sort of damp to start. And then like today, the clouds will break up by the afternoon. And we'll do it all again Sunday, although this model does show a few more light showers developing Sunday morning. And then we got a front coming through here Monday morning. This is around 6 a.m. Broken line of showers, maybe a couple of storms. The window is small. We think probably 1/10 of an inch of rain or less, but we'll take what we can get at this point. About a 30% shot, and then we'll get the cooler air coming in behind this front. I'll tell you that the air looks fairly cool behind this first front. We're thinking we may fall into the 60s by Monday afternoon with a good northerly wind. Tuesday could be chilly with some cloud cover. We may not get out of the 50s. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we start to warm up again before another front comes in here. And this one looks stronger. So this will knock down temperatures on Friday and into next weekend. And it's possible that we could get some freezing temperatures, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Something to keep an eye on. And I know with a lot of people starting to do planting and those sort of things, it's something you want to watch. In the meantime, we've got the fog and drizzle next couple days, 78 degrees Saturday, 81 Sunday. Front comes through, there's your 30% chance of rain. It will be windy Monday afternoon. And the first half of next week will be somewhat cool. Lows will be in the 30s and 40s Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Sun's back out though Wednesday, Thursday, and that brings those temperatures back up into the 60s and 70s. We'll be right back.
It's a special day for some area high school basketball teams and girls play. Fredericksburg will face Brownsboro in the Class 4A state semifinals today at 3 at the Alamo Dome. The Lady Billies got here by beating Bernie in the regional final 47-46, coming up with a steal and layup at the fourth quarter buzzer to advance. Fredericksburg is ranked 11th in the state by the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches, and Brownsboro is 4th. So we asked the Billies what they need to do to advance.
Well, I think it'll come down to who can execute the best and who can play 4 quarters of hard-nosed defense. The way we've been working in practice, executing different defenses, offensive, even just the little tweaks we're making, I think will really show this game. And I'm really excited for it. So.
In Class 6A, the Clark Cougars got a sweet send-off this morning before heading to the Alamo Dome, where they'll face DeSoto in the 6A state semifinals tonight at 8:30. For the first time in school history, Clark advanced to the UIL state semis. The drumline led the team through the hallways and courtyard for teachers and students to cheer them on. The rest of the Cougar band and spirit groups were waiting in the bus loop for one last spirited send-off, along with parents and athletic boosters. Clark is ranked 3rd by the TABC in Texas, while DeSoto is the #1 team in Texas. Turning to TAPS basketball now, the John Paul II Catholic High School boys team also received a sweet send-off this morning before leaving for Waco to play in the 4A state semifinals this afternoon. JP2 is 5th in the state for the TABC, while their opponent, Houston Westbury Christian, comes in at number 3. So, checking out the TAPS boys schedule for today, TMI will see the Woodlands Christian Academy in the TAPS 5A state semis. That game tipped at noon. Church John Paul II will play Houston Westbury Christian in the TAPS 4A semifinals today at 4:30. And Antonian, the defending state champion, will face Concordia Lutheran in the 6A state semis tonight at 8:30. It's also a big day for UTSA Roadrunners Sincere McCormick and Spencer Burford, because both draft prospects will run through drills for NFL teams at the NFL Scouting Combine at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Sincere, one of the best college running backs in the country, was asked about his running style.
Running is a unique art. My playing style is very aggressive. Dog mentality, savage mentality is something that was run through our room. So, I'm the type of person, I'm about action. So everything you see and put forward, and you can see my process over time, so showing you that I can be able to be durable more than just a third down back or anytime back, and be able to, get in space, make something happen each and every time.
While Sincere and Burford will try to improve their draft stock today, fellow Roadrunner Tariq Woolen will have to wait until Sunday when defensive backs can hit the field. And dog mentality, isn't that how Justin plays on the basketball court?
Oh, he is a mad dog, is the correct way. He's just a defensive force.
And he can bench press just like that.
Well, best of luck. Best of luck to the Roadrunners, and then also the John Paul, Church of John Paul.
Yeah.
The semifinals. All right.
Namesake.
Yes, exactly. It's fun. It's a fun Friday on SA Live.
Fiona, we hear you have some delicious treats and spring break camp ideas which parents need today.
Oh, absolutely. And first, we're starting with some twists on Mexican street food. And Isabel Apa is from Frutaria Chaves. You brought the whole store with you.
Yes,
okay?
a little bit of everything.
But you're going to show us your award-winning raspa, right?
Yes, this is our raspa de guayaba natural. In it is the delicious fruit that we boil with some secret Frutaria Chaves ingredients and top it with some lechera, and it is ready to serve.
Oh my gosh, see why that's award-winning.
Yes.
And of course, we're going to make an authentic recipe with you coming up in just a few minutes. And then Jen shows you how a local artist can help transform your home.
Every painting tells a different story. Today we hope to inspire you with the creativity and passion from San Antonio-based artist Gio de Sarita. From huge colorful compositions to prints you can frame in your child's room, her art can surely add joy to any happy space. We have her story today on SA Live.
And it's First Friday, and Jen's getting a preview of a local mixer. Plus, you want your kids to learn, some awesome skills over spring break? Oh yeah, we're going to tell you about a spring break camp where they'll actually get a kick out of going. All that and more when SA Live continues in just a few minutes.
If you love theater and musicals, the Majestic Theater has just announced a lineup of Broadway shows coming later this year and next year.
Aladdin, Pretty Woman the musical, Hairspray, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas the musical are just some of the shows coming to San Antonio. You can find more information on KSAT.com.
But after you check out that article, make sure to unplug from technology because today is National Day of Unplugging. Good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. And that means putting down your phones and tablets, watching less TV. Instead, try reading a physical book or have a face-to-face conversation with no interruptions.
What? We still can do that?
I mean, we could manage.
We do it every day. Maybe even you could go outside and enjoy the sunshine, Justin.
You could, but plug back in your phone tomorrow so we can send you the weather alerts.
See?
Yeah, and watch TV when KSAT is on.
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all are spoilers.
So we're unplugging and then plugging our show. Anyways, 78 degrees Saturday, 81 Sunday. We'll get some chances of rain early Monday. It does cool down Monday afternoon. I think we'll get some strong northerly winds. It'll feel cooler anyway. 62 Mondays, 59 Tuesday, and then some warmer temperatures by Wednesday and Thursday before another front heads our way late next week, guys.
I think all we're saying is have a little balance.
Yes, a little give and take.
There you go.
Well, that's all of our show for now. From us all here at KSAT 12, thanks for joining us.
SA Live starts right now.
Cheers! Today on SA Live, do you like dinner? Do you like a show? I'm going to show you a place where you can enjoy both and maybe even solve a murder mystery along the way while enjoying fabulous food and a fabulous view.
Make your life art and become a walking masterpiece. Words from this local artist, how she's spreading joy through creativity on today's Happy Space.
And we're kicking off spring break by learning about a cool camp where you can learn from a martial arts master. He's even teaching me a few moves what could possibly go wrong today on SA Live.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Hello and happy Friday, everybody. Are you ready for spring break? I think everybody's ready for spring break, right? All right, there's nothing like a sweet, fruity treat to kind of get you in that vacation mood. Good afternoon, I'm Fiona Garcia. Mike Osterhage is off today. It's Employee Appreciation Day, so if you have any coworkers that you want to give a shout out to, now's your chance to do it. Just let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. If you have a photo, share that. We'd love to see it. And of course, I'd love to give a fabulous shout out to all of my fabulous coworkers here on the SA Live team. Thank you guys, you all rock. All right, well, you might not be able to get away for spring break, but the right treats can transport you to an exotic destination. And Isabel Apaez, co-owner of Frutaria Chaves, is here to show us some of their twists on Mexican street snacks.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, so glad to be here.
All right, so what are we making first? Because I want to see the dip that goes with this chip.
Yes, so this is actually our big chicharrón that we make in-house. So today you're going to be making a durito preparado.
Okay.
So a big chicharrón with everything that we have here for you today.
All right, so what am I going to add to this?
Yes, so let's start with the cabbage, el repollo, and then the frijoles, the beans, the cueritos, the salsa verde, the crema mexicana, and a little bit of the lime chile en polvo.
Okay, so I'm going to get started on this.
Just throw it all on there. Yeah.
And you really try to bring, you know, like the Mexico vibes to San Antonio, right? Tell us how.
Yes, we definitely do. My father-in-law, it started in 2015 when he wanted to bring his favorite home snacks to San Antonio. And after one relocation and 2 more new locations, we are here. Now we're on SA Live.
Yes, well, that's when you know you've made it, when you've been on this show, right?
Yes, yes. And we are very big on keeping things authentic. And what you see in the picture is what you get in real life.
Okay, and you just opened a second location,
Yes,
right?
we did. Off of Vance Jackson and I-10. It is walk-up only. And our Blanco location, our first one, is also dine-in. So it could fit about 50 people comfortably there.
Okay, and is everything the same?
Yes, everything the same. What you get at the Blanco location, you will definitely be getting at the Vance Jackson location as well.
Okay, and now I'm just going to top. Now you said with this, it's just a
sprinkle
little bit
it on.
for color?
Yeah, just for color.
Like that?
There you go, yeah.
And that's it, right?
Yeah,
Woo!
perfect. All right.
All right. Okay. So what else are we making?
All right. So a very big popular one, Fruteria favorite, is called the elote entero chorreado. Now, our entero corn is actually white Mexican corn from Mexico. It's what keeps us very different than all the other fruterias because you can't really get it everywhere else.
Gotcha. Okay. Now I heard that you can top this in less than 10 seconds. Is that true?
Yeah. I can definitely do it.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just about, yes, just about.
It's better than I would have done.
All right, so let's go ahead and top this off.
Okay.
So it's the elote entero with everything on it. And then we go ahead and get our nacho cheese. And we're just gonna layer it on all the nachos.
Woohoo!
And also, when you go to our store locations, we can change whichever chip you'd like to use. So if you're a hot Cheeto fanatic like me, we can actually do hot Cheetos instead of the nachos, or Doritos, Crujitos, Churrumais, Tostitos, whichever you'd like.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yes, whatever chip. Okay, so we got the cheese, and now we're just gonna do the crema mexicana. Like that. And then this is our liquid chile no picoso. And also a little bit like that.
Wow.
It's lime based. It's so good. And some jalapenos to your liking.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have that little bit of a kick, all right? So
yes.
What else do you have? Because we for anybody who missed it earlier, there is an award-winning raspa, right?
Yes, we do have our raspa de guayaba natural, and we usually top it with lechera. It came out on the SA Express News for top 25 dishes in San Antonio of 2020. It is something we're very proud of, and all of our raspas are made in-house.
Okay,
yes.
And kind of walk us through what we have here.
Yeah, so we got 2 of our 2 popular entero mexicanos. You could get it just how I prepared it today, or you can get it with the hot Cheetos like I would. This is our clamato preparado here. It is a clamato mix with special secret spices and with our shrimp cocktail on top with chopped cucumbers and peanuts as well. Jica tacos, a little bit of chopped jicama, chopped cucumbers, lime. We got some of our sweet chamoy there that we make in-house as well. You can buy it at either one of our locations. And of course, fruit. We are big on fruit. It is cut fresh daily. We also do a lot of catering with fruit as well. This is our agua loca. It is a pepino pepino limonada, so a cucumber lemonade.
All right, and for Fiesta, tell folks where you're going to be.
Yes, we are going to be at the VFW Post off of Broadway on the 7th, 8th, and 9th of April. So we are so excited to be there, and also King Williams.
All right, now don't forget, remember, she's got a deal for folks watching right now. Snap your picture of Frutaria Chaves on TV right now, and if you post the picture on social media and tag them, you're going to get 20% off, or you can just walk in and say you saw them on SA Live and get 10% off. For more information, just head to our website, salive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or just snap that QR code on your screen. All right, well, it's about to be spring break. The weather is great, and it's First Friday, so we found a great outdoor spot to kick off your weekend, and they even just won a big award. Our Jen Tobias-Strusky is live there in Southtown. Hey there, Jen.
It's a perfect day to be here at Farm Table. So excited to be here because not only is it First Friday, but Chef Elizabeth Johnson with me now. It's also your anniversary here of Farm Table being in this location, correct?
That's right. It's our 1-year birthday.
How awesome. So there's a big celebration, but we want to mention first off that you have been named. I'll let you tell our viewers a nice award for you guys.
San Antonio Magazine voted us Best Brunch Patio.
Wow, yeah. I can see why. This is awesome. So brunch, cocktails, all the works, right? But tonight it's about the anniversary celebration. So what can people expect if they come?
Well, we have live music. We're going to have all of our wonderful food that you can see here. Our apothecary cocktails, our zero proof cocktails, which I know you wanted to talk about as well.
Yes.
And we also offer our happy hour every day from 3 to 6, and that's 20% off our cocktails and selected menu items.
3 to 6, 20% off, y'all. Okay, so now let's talk food. So today a lot of people are going meatless, and you have a great meal here. Tell me about these tacos.
That's right. So Lent is in full swing, and what we have here are going to be our fish tacos. That's going to be wild caught black drum from the Gulf of Mexico, served with some of our wonderful cilantro coconut guacamole on top, and our Asian carrot slaw. These are our heirloom corn tortillas. Over here is a great example of one of our mini salads that we have. That's our Thai zucchini noodle salad with a pad Thai sauce made with almond butter.
Okay, I'm going to grab this. I'm sorry I'm messing up your artwork here, but you're all about combining these ingredients. Oh, okay.
I like to call us, well, I like to say that we're plant forward.
There you go.
We like to really showcase plants, and then of course we have beautiful fish, chicken, and beef. But those are always going to be those are always going to be more of the what I call the jewelry. Right?
Okay. Yes. And again,
that's a big bite, girlfriend.
Using food even as medicine, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we preach here. Food is medicine, but also locally sourced and globally inspired.
Love that.
This is actually going to be our Gravlax board. Mike Sutter voted this one of the top 25 dishes of 2021, and this is going to be our beet stained salmon Gravlax, sumac roasted beets, sumac pickled onions, and almond cheese, because we don't actually do dairy here, so we always like to do fun things with different nuts. Our sauerkraut, a little bit more of our Asian carrot pickle. This is a wonderful microcosm. This is a great brunch item, but it's also a great thing for happy hour.
I love that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty too. It just looks gorgeous. Speaking of looking gorgeous, these are some of the signature drinks. Let's talk about the zero proof, because I was very interested in what goes into those.
Yeah, no, you have to taste this. So this is going to be our turmeric ginger beer. We freshly press turmeric and ginger here several times a week, and then we put it on tap with different fresh citrus juices. We call this turmeric ginger beer. So this can either be a zero proof cocktail without any alcohol, or it can be our version of a Moscow Mule, where you would add your different, your different adult beverage.
Yes, and plenty of those on the menu. What time does everything start tonight for those who'd like to come out? Because I know reservations, you recommend reservations.
Well, happy hour starts at 3.
Okay.
And then the live music is going to start at 6.
All right, there you go. Elizabeth, thank you so much. For more information, you can head over to salive.com, click the As Seen on SA Live tab, and be sure to come visit Elizabeth. There's always something great on the menu, right? Cheers. You want to grab one?
Cheers.
Cheers. Back to you, Fiona.
Thanks, Jen. Still ahead on SA Live, your child can learn confidence, discipline, and let's be honest, how to kick some butt. I'm getting a crash course in spring break martial arts class. Coming up on SA Live, if you like drama, and not just in your personal life, I'm going to show you a place where you can enjoy a fabulous dinner and maybe solve a murder mystery. Cheers.